G'day everyone, welcome back. Alright, well, you've seen the build on Dad's quad. 2 episodes on that. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a doohickey up the top. You can go back and check them out. But that's his ride for the hunting weekend. Thought it might be about time I show you my trusty steed. So, this diamond in the rough, let's go with that, is my 84, I think it is. What do we got? What are we? 85 Yamaha SR250. Now, I've had this thing for a long time actually. I think I got it when I was a second year apprentice or something like that, which is going back a few years. Brief history, I actually got it for nothing off a guy that I worked with. I was after the rear shocks for a project I was doing. I was building a buggy and I thought those rear shocks would work well. And he said, yep, you can have the rear shocks, but you got to take the whole bike. And he was sitting buried behind his garden shed. And he said, I want the whole bike gone, nothing, just take it. Had no tyres on it. Had the rims, no tyres front and rear. It was just in a bad state. The seat was all completely munched, everything. Like, it had been sitting there for a lot of years. No idea how long it had been since it ran. But I got it back. There was almost no wiring harness with it, no key, no nothing. Got it back home, went online, downloaded the wiring diagram, figured out what wires I needed to make it crank and run. I cleaned the carburetor, put fresh fuel in it, and I reckon it turned over half a dozen times, maybe, and it fired up and ran. From the moment I got this thing running, it has just been reliable. I have flogged the bejeebers out of this bike, and I've serviced it once, dropped the oil, fresh oil filter and a fresh air filter, and a plug. I think I put a plug in it once too. That's it. It's still running well flogged out chains and sprockets. The trails tyre on the front, because that was all I could get, and an old knobbly tyre on the back. That's it. The brakes don't really work. Back brake's not too bad, but it's got a front drum and it doesn't really work. That's about it. So I haven't fired this thing up in, I'm going to say at least 3 years, maybe longer. But I've got a battery. I've got some 2-stroke because that's all I've got. I'm going to throw a bit of fuel in it and I'm going to put a battery in it. I'm going to see what happens. The only time this thing ever needs any mechanical work is when it sits for a long time. Typically the main jet, the idle jet, blocks. It just grows and blocks. But I looked and the fuel tap on this was off. So I'm pretty sure last time I put it away, I turned the fuel off and ran out of fuel. I'm hoping that's the case. So I'm just going to chuck some fuel, chuck a battery, and see if it runs. It wouldn't surprise me if it fires straight up. So, alrighty. We got fuel, we got battery. I'll show you my fantastic wiring over here. Oh, headlight still works. Oh, sort of. There we go, headlight works. Alrighty. There's nothing gushing out, so let's go choke. Ignition. See what happens. I love this bike. I absolutely love this bike. How does it do that? How does it do that? Go again. We'll just let it warm up for a bit. And it does have a tendency to stick the clutch as well. So we'll let it warm up for a bit. I'll take it outside and take it for a ride. I don't know. There's not even a puff of smoke. That's no choke, don't feel it. got a little bit of choke still. About half choke. Alright, let's get a cover and a seat on it. Actually, might check and see if it's charged. Whoop. I'll give you mine in there. We'll check and see if it's charging. Get in there. Alright. Yep. 13.8. Choke all the way off. Alright, well, we ran into issues. I did take it for a little spin. I don't know why, but I didn't record it. I think I was just in a hurry. The clutch isn't stuck, which is really amazing. But after that little ride, put it back in the shed and come back to it this morning. Thought I'll try and get it running, and it won't. So it just spins over. There's full bowl of fuel. It just doesn't fire. So this is exactly what it does when you leave it sitting. The low speed idle circuit locks up and you can't get it running. So I'm going to pop the bowl off this carby, fix that. But also, if you happen to note, I have a fantastic starting sequence. Basically, that's ignition, that's starter motor, and then when it's running, you've got to flick it back off, disengage the starter, and that kills the whole bike. We're going to upgrade slightly. I did that when I first got the bike, so a long time ago. I got just a ignition switch here, the first position, and then start position. Actually come out of a generator. So I'm going to make a little mount for it up here, and we'll actually have keyed ignition. Something new for this bike, and we've also got some new grips, because these ones are just waiting to take a core sample out of your leg, and I don't want that for obvious reasons. Anyway, I'll pop the bowl off first, see what's in the bottom of that, and we'll go from there. Yeah, so there was a fair bit of crap in there. Maybe I should have cleaned it out to start with, but anyway, we'll clean that out and then I'll blow through I'll blow through all the passageways, and I can guarantee she'll fire up. Won't miss a beat again until I put it away again. Alright, tank back on. I just blew through them and then put a little needle through the idle. I reckon put it on fuel, obviously. Master ignition. And we still don't run. That's unusual for this old girl. Alright, let's change tactic. Let's check for spark. I don't think I've ever lost spark on this thing before, but this is the first time for everything. Alright, so I had spark, but it was pretty foul, so we'll see. You know you need spark for engines to run? Spark plugs that actually, work.
Don't need what you do. Need a few spark on there.
Mind you, we're still not exactly like happy.
How much spark have you got?
It's there.
Like bright blue?
Yeah, reasonable.
No, that's shit then, in other words. So,
No, it's not shit. It's there. I know what spark looks like.
yeah, okay, well, I mean, just, I don't know. I'll be bypassing your ignition switch. Stay at toggle switch.
What's wrong with my ignition switch?
It's just a toggle switch. It's been out
Why
there
do you-
for 35 years. It's been at the bottom of a damn tent.
Yeah.
You know.
Alright, I'll assess the ignition switch.
Yeah, do that.
Right, we'll assess the ignition switch. Alright, we'll see. I didn't touch the ignition wires, but I swapped it out for another plug that I had. Not a new one, just another one. Maybe I'll go and shout the old girl a brand new spark plug. And you thought it might have been my ignition system.
You've got a brand new spare in there.
It's not brand new. It was not a brand new spare. That's what's running in there now.
I don't know why I doubted you.
Yeah, I know. Oh, neither do I, Dad. Alright, so
MSD will be proud of you.
we got to get. It's an NGK, this one.
The ignition.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
So, okay, that's good. Let's just. Alright. And we've got a clean carburetor now. I'm going to swap these grips out now because they need it. Alrighty, well, probably didn't look like much over the course of the video, but that's quite a lot better than it was before. So yeah, new grips, got rid of the pinion pegs, put a new rubber on that one because that really starts to hurt your feet after a while when it doesn't have rubber on it. Welded up the gear lever, got it in the right spot so it actually fits now. What else do we do? Oh yeah, ignition switch. So, we're neutral. Yep. There we go. Probably idling a little bit high, but I can fix that. Clean the carby. Headlight still works. Just a few other little tweaks and adjustments. Got the seat recovered, which is cool. The old seat was completely stuffed. What else do we do? Lube the chain. I guess that's about it, really. She's good to go. So I know it was only a bit of a short video, a bit of a throw together, but yeah, that's Mad Max. And I mean, if you don't know why it's called Mad Max, it's fairly easy to see. Yeah, so I guess the next time you'll see this and Dad's quad, which is now completely done, and looks a fair bit different to the video, like when the last video ended. If you haven't seen the first couple of videos on that, go back and check it out, because it'll make a fair bit of sense to where it was and where it is now. But yeah, the next time you'll see this and Dad's quad is hopefully when we take them out and go shooting. I'm going to try and put an episode together with that. I'm not going to make any promises because it's dependent on, you know, property owners and permission if they're happy for. So, you know, there's a lot of things at play. If it all works out, I'll put a video together. If it doesn't, I'll still put a video together of the machines in a bit of action. There just won't be any hunting content. So, you know, we'll see. That's out of my control at this point. But we'll definitely get some footage of them cruising around anyway. So, because, you know, why not? All right, that's enough. We're going to get these things loaded up, and next weekend, it's on. We're going out. So, all right, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.